Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and in today's video we are going to cover the layerzero airdrop, and we are going to check what are the most important multipliers so you can get the biggest airdrop possible for layerzero. Like always in my videos, we are going to see all my analysis, charts and everything on how I think you can get more multipliers for your airdrop. And I will share with you some really cool information about how you can check more things about layerzero. So if you are doing this airdrop, you need to see this video until the end. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications, and without anything else, let's get into it. How crypto fans, before going to the most important multipliers, I want to remind you that you can go to cryptocurrencystate.net and there you can search here for layerzero, and you are going to see all my videos about layerzero and my ultimate guide on how you can apply for this airdrop. So if you have any doubt on everything that you need to do to get this airdrop, you should go there, check that video. This is still valid and you have all my step by step on how you can get this airdrop. So for this video I have been researching the Arbitrum airdrop, and based on that and based on many charts about the layerzero interactions that there are right now, I get into the conclusions that these are the most important multipliers, and we are going to cover those one by one. The first one is the number of transactions, the second one the number of active months, third place is for the number of used bridges, and this is super specific for layerzero. Then we have the transaction volume, then we have the number of networks, and then we have if you have been staking and voting STG. So for our first category we have the number of transactions. This is the most basic and cheapest criterion for most airdrops. My recommendation for layerzero is that you need to be above the 20 transactions, and that is basically based on this graphic where you can see that 22% of the people only did one transaction. Then you have from 10 to 19 transactions, another 22%. From 2 to 9, you have the biggest percent of 33. And you can see here that from 20 to 29, you are in the 12% of the people for this airdrop. At the time of seeing this video, maybe this information already changed, but it's a great guide. Doesn't matter when are you seeing this video, because this is a great chart that tells us how the people is interacting with the protocol. Of course, if you do more than 30 transactions, you will be on the 7%. And if you do more than 50 transactions, you are really inside the 1% of the wallets participating of this airdrop. So the number of transactions is our first criteria that you need to consider. After that, we have also the number of active months. And this indicator shows how active you are as a user of the layerzero protocol. So if you started interacting with the protocol a long time ago, continue to show activity and don't stop until you receive the airdrop. But basically these criteria show us that most of the people, 53.7%, already have been here from a month. Then you have for more than 2 months is a 28%, 3 months or more 30%, and 4 months you can see it's only around a 5% of the wallets. So in my case, I have been doing layerzero from more than 4 months, so all my airdrop wallets are covering that criteria, and I think this could be also considered for the multiplier of the airdrop. So keep an eye on continue doing your transactions so you still are valid, and of course if you started to do the airdrop before, it's better for the multiplier. The next criterion here is the number of bridges used. Layerzero has a very large number of bridges in arsenal, so interaction with all of them is mandatory, as the protocol doesn't have its own blockchain, but works in synergy with all existing blockchains. So you can see here the source network, BNB chain, Avalanche, Polygon. There are 8 networks that you can interact here. And of course, to do this, you go to starknet.finance. Here is the page. You go to transfer, and here you can go and move your funds from one place to another. So if you are using bridges, instead of using always Orbiter Finance, for example, I recommend you to use the Stargate transfer section, which is the bridge that will help you to do these transactions and use this multiplier for the airdrop of layer 0. So if you need to move funds from, let's say, Ethereum mainnet into Polygon or any other layer 2 like Arbitrum or Optimism, you can go here to Stargate Finance and use the bridge here. Our next criterion is the transaction volume, and this criterion is difficult because it depends on the capacity of your funds, but you can spend small amounts, for example $10 to $30 several times, to at least take the minimum step of the 1000 in volume. But in Arbitrum there was a minimum volume of 10,000. In our case, we also recommend accumulating such amount. Like I said before, this is going to depend on how much money you have, but for example, for the part of transfer, this is going to be considered a transaction, and you pay the same amount of gas fees if you move $1,000 or $10 sometimes. So in that case, you are not going to be losing your money. You are just using it to generate that volume on your transactions. So my recommendation is always, in all the wallets, try to use the max amount of volume that you can. And talking about volume, it's important for you to remember how to never be considered a Sybil or blacklisted for an airdrop, and volume is one of those aspects. If you are transacting $1 or less in layer 0, you are probably going to be considered a Sybil because it's not normal or human action. So please also check this video on how to never be Sybil or blacklisted for an airdrop. I put 10 things that you need to consider for that. So everything is here on my video. Please go and check it. It's a very important topic. And you can see here on Stargate, the chart is that 70% of the people has less than 2000 in volume. So this is a low amount considering that you want to apply and get the best of the airdrop. So I would recommend you to at least be above the $2,000 here. This will put you in the 11%. But of course, above $10,000 is what I consider is your minimum requirement. And you need to consider that 10,000 could sound a lot, but if you do transactions and move funds from one place to another, in a term of a month or even less time, you can achieve that amount of on-volume transactions. And the next criterion is the number of networks. Unlike transaction volume, this criterion is much easier to achieve. The protocol is built on interaction with different networks, and now it's easy to interact with the 8 networks. So the 8 networks are the ones that we already commented here, but you can go and do transactions in each of them. So that will be important. Not only use the transfer function there, but use layer 0 protocols that runs in those layers, in those networks. If you are liking my video so far, please click the like button. That helps me a lot to the algorithm. Click the subscribe button and click the bell to get the notifications. And if you are new to my channel, welcome here. I cover airdrops all the time. I am super focused on that. And that is why I created a private Discord where we are 300 people right now. And we manage high level of information about airdrops, BRC20 airdrops, how to apply them, how to use multiple wallets, best strategies for that, crypto portfolios, trading, and more. You are going to find all that in my Discord subscription. And I am a developer, so I created an application. This is an airdrop application. There's nothing like that in the market. I am the only one having that. And here are 2 videos on how my app works. It's going to help you to apply to all my airdrops and to your custom airdrops, and also to have everything organized. Even if you use multiple wallets or one wallet, my application is going to save you a ton of time to get the best rewards for your airdrops. And lastly, we have the STG staking and voting criterion. This is an additional criterion in which the audience participates in the life of the centralized governance of the protocol when voting takes place. Thus, developers can thank users for this criterion. Also, when fulfilling this criterion, you are active on Guild and receive roles and vote on snapshot.org. So to do this, you can go also to the website of Stargate and you can go to the stake section. You can see all here, you will need to stake STG tokens and you will get BE STG balance. This is going to help you and allow you to vote on the different things and vote on the snapshot. So you click here and you go there. To get more information about this, you can go and check my video on layer 0, the ultimate guide. It's everything there. And guys, these are the most important multipliers for your layer 0 airdrop. If you want to see more information, here you have a big tip. You go to dune.com and you search here for layerzero, you are going to see a lot of dashboards with information, statistics, and many things about how this is right now, how many unique users, and more information you are going to find here on Dune. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please, before we leave, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications. Follow me in Twitter at CryptoSeaState, it's appearing right now. CryptoSeaState, I post live things when I am doing stuff about the different airdrops. So there are things that only are going to be in my Twitter. So subscribe there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.